Until the final, I played every round helping the team. Then the final arrives and I play 20 minutes? I don't know. Those were the heart-wrenching words of Alejandro Garnacho as he collapsed to the turf at San Mamés, face buried in his hands, tears streaming down, in what became Manchester United's nightmare in the 2025 Europa League Final. But those tears weren't just about losing a match. They were the raw expression of betrayal, frustration, and disbelief. The culmination of a disastrous season, as Garnacho himself described, sealed by the most controversial decision of all, sidelining the man who had fought from the very beginning. Why was Garnacho so furious? Because he was cast aside at the very moment he had earned the most trust. A season of silent sacrifices wiped away by a single word. Tactics. And maybe, just maybe, that was the last time we'll see him wear the red shirt of Manchester United, alone in every sense of the word. Throughout this Europa League campaign, Alejandro Garnacho was not just part of the squad. He was one of its cornerstones. He started 10 of the 15 matches, contributed a goal and 4 assists, and played a key role in both legs of the semi-final demolition of Athletic Bilbao. A tie United won 7-1 on aggregate. These numbers don't lie. They reflect trust, consistency, impact. And yet, when the moment of truth arrived, Garnacho found himself benched. Rúben Amorim opted instead for Mason Mount, a player whose season had been riddled with injuries and inconsistency. For Garnacho, that choice felt like a slap in the face, a betrayal of everything he had given. And his reaction? It was anything but subtle. After the match, Garnacho didn't hold back. It's difficult for all of us. This season has been shit. We lost the final. We didn't beat anyone in Premier League. It's very difficult. Until the final, I played every round helping the team. Then the final arrives and I play 20 minutes? I don't know. These aren't the words of a sulking young player. They are the words of someone deeply hurt, someone who feels abandoned after giving everything. And the anger didn't stop there. Garnacho's younger brother, Roberto, echoed the outrage on Instagram with a biting post. Working as no one else, helping every round, coming from 2 goals last 2 finals, just to be on the pitch 19 minutes and get thrown under the bus. Wow. Ha 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 ha. It begs the question, was Amorim's decision really tactical, or was it the result of something deeper, a rift we don't yet see? Before the final, Garnacho had posted 2 photos, both of him scoring in major finals, FA Cup and Community Shield, a quiet reminder of his knack for the big stage, that confidence, now reduced to tears. And to be fair, his performance didn't disappoint. In the 20 minutes he was given, he was one of the few players who still fought, like it mattered, bursting forward, dribbling past defenders, pressing relentlessly. But with Tottenham locking down the flanks and Vicario in inspired form, Garnacho's solo effort was never going to be enough. That image of him, sitting in the middle of the pitch, staring into nothing, lips pressed tight, became the portrait of a pain greater than defeat. It was the pain of being cast aside at the very moment he believed he was most deserving. It may also be the first sign that a painful goodbye is looming. To his credit, Rúben Amorim didn't dodge the media after the defeat in Bilbao. He addressed the elephant in the room head-on, the decision to bench Garnacho and start Mount. But his explanation only added fuel to the fire. Amorim said, "Some players that come in like Mason Mount against Bilbao changed the game. So now it's easy to say who missed the big opportunity in the first half against Bilbao. Football is like that, of course. Now it's easier for us to talk about the lot of views. I just look at the game and try to manage things to improve the team and try to win games." A cold, calculated response, but to fans and many former United legends, it came off as distant, even deflective. "That's one thing I will question about the selection today for Manchester United," Rio Ferdinand remarked on TNT Sports. Rúben Amorim was responsible for bringing Mason Mount into that midfield, and we didn't have anyone running in behind. Garnacho has done that all season. You can say what you like about his end product and his finishing, but he does give you that threat stretching teams, and we didn't really see at any point Spurs stretched in that sense. This raises a critical question. if a missed opportunity in the semifinals is grounds to bench a player who has been pivotal throughout the campaign, is this standard applied consistently? Why was Mount, recently returned from injury and largely ineffective in several matches, favored so heavily? Season statistics highlight the disparity. Garnacho contributed 11 goals and 10 assists over 58 games, ranking as one of Manchester United's most effective attackers, second only to Bruno Fernandes. In contrast, Mason Mount managed just 3 goals across all competitions and failed to make a significant impact in major matches under Amorim. Amorim persisted with his 3-4-2-1 formation in the final, despite United's pressing need to score. Consequently, throughout the second half, the team had only one player consistently present in the penalty area. Real opportunities emerged only when Luke Shaw advanced, adding another layer to the attack. The absence of a dynamic disruptor like Garnacho from the start rendered United's offense stagnant. Nevertheless, Amorim stood by his decisions during the post-match press conference. He stated, "I am always open. If the board and the fans feel I am not the right guy, I will go the next day without any conversation about compensation. But I will not quit. I am really confident in my job. As you can see, I will not change anything in the way I do things." Rúben Amorim is a man of clear philosophy, yet one seemingly unwilling to compromise. In football, this can elevate you to genius status or lead to downfall. The final in Bilbao might be the first indication of the latter. Not only did he lose the match, but perhaps more critically, he may have lost the trust of one of his brightest talents. The saga of Alejandro Garnacho being omitted from the starting lineup in the final resembles a warning bell in a relationship that has been quietly fracturing for months between the young Argentine and manager Rúben Amorim. This relationship has been tested repeatedly by off-field incidents, attitude issues, and trust concerns. From the onset of Amorim's tenure, Garnacho didn't align with the coach's strict discipline and control-oriented philosophy. In December, both Garnacho and Maguire were excluded from the Manchester Derby squad due to subpar training performances and lack of cohesion with teammates. In February, Garnacho further strained relations by heading straight to the tunnel after being substituted against Ipswich. Although he later apologized to the team, the rift only deepened. Under Erik ten Hag, Garnacho had previously issued a public apology for liking a post criticizing the Dutch manager, a youthful indiscretion. However, this season, despite maturing both professionally and personally, Garnacho once again finds himself as the scapegoat. The sense of injustice intensified as the 20-year-old was benched for the final 3 matches of the season. When questioned about his future, he responded ambiguously, "The final, the season, the whole situation of the club. I will try to enjoy the summer and then we will see what happens. No commitments, no optimism, just uncertainty." This ambiguity is not unfounded. Manchester United had listed Garnacho for transfer during the winter window with a £70 million price tag, but no club met the valuation. Currently, teams like Napoli and Chelsea are reportedly monitoring the situation, though no concrete moves have been made. More pressing is the strategic instability at United, casting doubt over the futures of Garnacho and other young talents like Mainu. Kobbie Mainoo didn't play a single minute until the 90th minute of the final. Alongside Garnacho, they were once seen as the torchbearers of a new generation for United. Yet, the season concluded with both being utilized as last-minute solutions. The most bitter pill, Manchester United has reaffirmed their commitment to Rúben Amorim. Despite the failures, despite the worst season in the Premier League era, the board continues to trust him with the long-term rebuilding plan. This implies that if Garnacho doesn't fit Amorim's mold, his departure from Old Trafford is almost certain. Alejandro Garnacho's anger isn't about a single loss. It stems from a feeling of betrayal by the very club he dedicated his season to. His frustration isn't loud or impulsive. It's silent, manifesting in tears shed on the pitch when all was said and done. At 20, the young Argentine has learned harsh lessons about trust, fairness, and the right to choose his own path. Manchester United may continue to build under Amorim, potentially bringing in new players suited to his system, but if they lose a talent like Garnacho due to a lack of personal connection, the cost will extend far beyond a trophyless season. Sometimes a single decision doesn't just lose a match, it forfeits a generation.